Hello everyone on Twitch and on YouTube. Today we're doing the LPL coverage. FPX versus RNG. Two names as old as time. Not really. RNG's old as time though. Okay. Doing some nice soft, completely copyright-free classical music. Favorite. I need game. Give me game. Here we go. The LPL is a very different region than the rest of the world. In my opinion, it's the best region. At the moment, due to the fact that Damwon doesn't have good people to play against. But this and these two make me sad. These make sense. So I'll go ahead and rate this one. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 4. I'm gonna give this one a 0 out of 4. I hate banning Alistar. Counter the Alistar. This is a 4 out of 4. 4 out of 4. 4 out of 4. All those were good. And I think Kaisa is also another 3 out of 4. First pick is of course the best. I'm going to seed it. I should probably do white. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Hecarim first pick is obviously a 5 out of 5. Great pick. Jace is a flex pick on this team. Kryan and Jahu can both play it. I really don't like picking Nart into Jace. That's pretty keck W. But I like the Jace pick in this region because you have players that can pilot it correctly. So I like this, and you're also double flexing. It's fine. I think Xayah is the best AD that's left up. So I would, or Jinx, of course, but I don't want to pick Jinx into Jace. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I would also give that a 5 out of 5. And an Irelia. This is also a flex pick. I'm going to wait until I see this in this, because this pick relies on what LWX and Crisp and their rotations are going to be picking. So right now, this is 6 out of 5. This changes a lot. Udyr is fine. You're removing it from a possible ban. That's fine. I think in this region, these players, I have to give some credit to Udyr. I have to give some credit to the capability of the players. Going to put the bans up here. So we have 4 out of 4. Oh no, we had a 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, and 0 out of 4. 0 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, and 4, 4, 4, 4. Really pinching the support. Oh, really pinching the support pool here. Interesting to see. Not sure how I feel about Rakan, but I think it's still fine. They have Xayah, and you have Trist. This makes a lot of sense as a ban. This is a really good ban. This is a 4 out of 4. Twisted Fate makes a lot of sense. The Leona ban seems like you're reaching. That being said, like Nautilus is an option here for FPX, as well as Karma. So I think they're fine with these bans. I think Rakam is good. I don't like Leona too much. I'm gonna give Leona a 2 out of 4. Azir makes a lot of sense to ban into the enemy composition when you have a Hecarim. These bans do support the Irelia pick as well, quite a lot. And then, of course, here's the Nautilus that is available. Which is why I don't quite like the Leona ban. I think people would pick... I mean, you go Leona, they pick Nautilus, and now you're, like, taking it away, which is why I understand the Leona ban. But I'm not holistically in favor of it. because you can do things like Galio, you can do things like Karma still. Morgana is available here. I think Galio's fine. I need to see what it's going to be paired with, but I think the Nautilus is a 5 out of 5 pick here. I think that's fantastic. Taking it away from the enemy and forcing them to do something that the composition may not want to exactly do. Orianna does sort of enable Irelia, especially because she has Galio. She has kind of like half of an enable from Orianna and half of an enable from Galio, which would allow her to be actually enabled, thus making the Irelia as well a 5 out of 5 pick. And this is why I think this region is the best region on the planet, is because they actually measure what they're picking. Victor makes a lot of sense here. The W does a lot of work. He has phase rush. He can space away from the Galio. He can great laning into Orianna. I love Victor here. Is RNG gonna give me my... Oh yeah, baby. Wow. Okay. So seeing how they went for this, I'm actually gonna give them a perfect draft from RNG here. Really cool. And it's a 5 out of 5 as well. So this is a 4, 8, 12, 20, 25. So this is a 45 out of 45. This is my first perfect draft I think I've ever seen in my life. I love this strategy that they're implementing. FPX did wind up with a decent support at the end of it, but like in terms of drafting, like this composition enables you to play the game a number of different ways. You can scale, you can play early, you can still flex these 2 picks. And you have really great champions for their individual roles. So I'm just gonna put this right over here. This is a 45 out of 45. Then over here we have a 6. It's just like a draft. This is also a 25. So as the compositions play into each other, they will play evenly into each other. But to rate like the coaches and the general draft, RNG demolished this general draft. Like, incredible job. But in the general draft from FPX, I feel it was lacking. So 6, 10, 14, 39. Out of 45. This is not relaxing. Goodness. Sexy. Oh, hey, Spenny. How's it going, buddy? Welcome back. This is going to be a really good game. I feel I would vote RNG here. In terms of general comps, FPX is easier to play technically because of Jace, but no, they cannot see you. You're good. Sorry, my mother was asking me some questions. So skip into game. Oh, we're 3 minutes in. Okay, well, whatever. 39 out of 45, but a 25 out of 25 draft, and a 25 out of 25 draft, and a 45 out of 45 draft from RNG. So it looks like early priority from Irelia and early priority from Orianna and bot lane, or not bot lane, Orianna and Irelia were allowing them to try and push for a double scuttle, but due to the priority of Nautilus being a champion in League of Legends, they do not go for the double scuttle play. So here we are at an even moment in the game. Zaya is down in CS quite largely, actually. This is in part of the Nautilus pick here. Nautilus allows an early advantage to go in favor of the Tristana Nautilus because you can just engage on Galio, and Galio does not have enough space to get on Tristana. And Zaya can kind of hit Nautilus, but Aftershock is a good rune, so... we receive quite even play. How I would expect this to go is Udyr is going to do something aggressive in the next 3 minutes somewhere on the map. While being content with power farming, I would not be so content as to power farming into Hecarim. Really great ward disruption coming out from Crisp here. Looking on the map. Ming with a huge roam. If this does anything, that would be gigantic. That could have been really good. I wish they would have timed that a bit better, but I love the roam. Something I love to see from the Chinese region. This hyper aggression, this constant ebb and flow to the way they play the game. Great flash by Ming here, actually. Sets up tons of damage. It's a really good first blood, and here it is. Here's that Udyr aggression I was going to talk about. A lot quicker than I expected, but I mean, that's China, so what do you see? Crisp tried to reply, but he was late on the reply. Tristana into Xayah is fine. Triss can't kill Xayah, Xayah can't kill Triss without one of them messing up terribly. But Crying is doing a really good job into keeping Doing B's Orianna in lane. That's quite beautiful. Hecarim is getting 6. He got that fat top wave, which is an advantage, I would say, for FPX for the next minute. But after that, you're gonna see it go back lopsided towards RNG. So FPX should be looking to attack Dragon here, I would think. You have really great bot prio here. LWX does not need to reset here. And if you want to let them freeze or shove back, you could have prevented that by taunting into that wave on Galio. I actually think that was quite a big misplay by FPX there, not to challenge that wave and not to get some more priority moving into this, so Hecarim could come get the Scuttle Crab and could set up for a Drake. You've lost your minute of capability from that top wave from Hecarim, and RNG's getting fantastic vision. For the record, by the way, this is the prediction. I am, technically speaking, I am 12-1 in my finals prediction across all regions. I have voted for RNG for game 1 from Champion Select. As of course you would, they had a perfect draft, bans and picks. People make a lot of CACW, oh my god, I can't believe you banned 5 supports, or I can't believe you banned 5 junglers, but it's actually quite intelligent as long as you're getting one of those. Like high value picks. And this is FPX not choosing a good time to be matching in the lane. I mean, your Hecarim's on red buff. You don't have any good proper vision, especially into an Udyr who has early boots, can really run you down. Ming didn't have flash, which is why they should have punished earlier on the wave and just went after Ming and done a lot of damage. You also had exhaust for Tristana, so I think you really could have punished Ming right here. Hold on, let me go back to it for you. I think Ming should have gotten super punished. Right. Hold on, I'll get it. Right here. Ming should have gotten hilariously punished here. Crisp going for this ward is fine. Take this ward, walk back towards your lane, eat at the enemy here, I think. Every single time if I'm Crisp. Yes, you don't have flash, so you might trade, but trading is beneficial for Xayah significantly more than it's beneficial for Tristana in this position. Due to the fact that Hecarim has the 6 key and you can attack down bot lane. If I'm Hecarim, I don't even go for my red buff here. I would lane gank bot lane and really attack this Nautilus who does not have flash. But instead we're just farming Smile, and RNG gets to perpetuate an advantage, which is quite poor, I think, from FPX's side. Yeah. Interesting that they decided to use the Irelia as a form of a counter pick into the Jace. They knew it was flexible between mid and top, but they picked the Irelia third with 2 half enablers. So we'll see. This is a really good strong side, weak side play coming up from Tian here. Tian knows that you're losing Drake, so take Udyr's entire top side. Proper play. You shouldn't overcommit for the Krugs or anything here. You shouldn't go for the Herald here. I don't even believe Herald was properly spawned, though I also don't believe that you should be looking for this Herald here. Oh wait, no, never mind. Wei did not reset. Yes, you should be looking for this Herald here. If Wei reset and was coming from this angle at this time, you absolutely can't do that. Wei's gonna have like way too high of an item advantage. But this is fine here, I think, actually. It's sketchy still, because if you saw doing these mana, you see Tian's mana quite low. Even with Crisp here, he's not level 6, which is dramatically reduces the effectiveness of Galio. But we'll see how this goes from this. Overall, I'm still very favoring RNG, and Infernal Drake on this team is disgusting. Jace, Victor, and Tristana with an Infernal Drake all have incredibly good AD ratios and AP ratios to play off of. Tristana absolutely adores it. That's a very interesting R from coming out from Tristana there. I think it's correct if you're invading the enemy jungler soon. Also, great top play here, coming out from FPX here. Tian, or Jahu, way too overextended here. If you see his lane, right? Right here, you see Nautilus, you see Udyr. We get a look at the wave. Wave looks even, but you can see with this Shock Blast right here, it's actually going to be slow pushing into the enemy. If I'm Nautilus, if I'm Udyr, I stifle my recall for another 5-10 seconds, and then I help my Jace get this under tower, because my Jace does not get this under tower. It can be critically exposed to a strong side gank. And you, in that position as Jace, you can't properly play your weak side because you don't have access to a wave. You can't go get Krugs. You don't want to get a reset. It's quite poor for RNG here. And here you can see just Irelia. I refuse to say his name because I pronounce it incorrectly, and when you pronounce that incorrectly, like you're saying N-I, you look like a very bad person. So I'm not going to say his name because I commonly whoa, what was this? Wow, really bad timing by Tristana here. But it ends up working out quite well through the nature of Nautilus kit and Tristana kit. Wei can absolutely be way overextended here. Not get it way overextended. Genius. Hecarim has R. This is way too much of an overextension coming out from RNG, and this is some of that Chinese over-aggression that you love to see, as well as hate to see coming out from the enemies here. And now Jace is just in this terrible position. Like, yes, he gets a great trade there, but it's Irelia with a Vamp. Going to heal a lot better than Jace with a Vamp. Although Jace is also ever fillable, so they will heal evenly for now. Actually, Jace will get the advantage because she took that EQ, but she gets a really good soft reset or a really good lane gank opportunity. As you can see here from Chris. And this is just the talent of Chinese supports, really. It is constantly aggressing into an area of the map. And really great weak side play here coming out from Zhihao, I think. Just extraordinarily good weak side play. Really well done. Good communication, I'm assuming, by the enemy team to talk about Crisp not being in his lane. And I like the fact that FPX is looking for that. It's sort of like a skill check. I really don't like the fact that Tian's running in there. Of course, if they haven't made a play bot side with Udyr, Udyr's going to come support his weak side. I mean, that's just weak side theory in general. But I'm loving these R's actually coming out from Tristana. You aren't killing them, but you're removing 100 gold from them because they have to do resets and such. And you're Tristana, so your wave clear is just out of this world. This pink ward has given RNG such dividends. Capability, by the way. Meanwhile, they just have a winning bot lane, and this is the benefit of their 45 out of 45 draft. I mean, it's a 6-point differential, which you wouldn't think is quite high, but in actuality, it is very large. Because they put those 6 points directly into their bot lane, basically, with those 5 bans. I mean, I'm imagining a Rakan here if they don't ban the Rakan. I'm imagining a Thresh here if they don't ban the Thresh. It's significantly worse for RNG. I also don't think FPX should have went for Galio here. I don't think Galio was the correct play. Hecarim Galio is cute. Irelia Galio is cute, but I think you're favoring too much of an advantage towards the mid game than I think you really have with those picks. I would have preferred probably Morgana in this position from FPX with those supports that were banned. Leona, Rakan, Kench, Thresh, and Alistar was also banned by FPX. I don't remember who the other support was, but it was a good one. Leona, Rakan, Tom Kench, Thresh. I don't remember. Interesting angle of attack coming out here from Tian. Good damage. This is a good game to be building the classic Chemtech on Hecarim that you've seen lately. I've seen a lot of games where people pick like solo damage or damage and a half damage, and you get a Chemtech Hecarim and you don't win the game because you have no damage. It's a common thing I've been seeing a lot from lesser regions. I don't like calling them lesser regions because it makes me feel like I'm elitist, but it's true. I mean, once you make certain levels of misplays and certain level of just item differences, as LS would call it, a Boris diff, you become a lesser region, at least in terms of applicability. Very good play coming in here from Shahu. Incredible weak side play, really playing incredibly well into this counter pick. It may not look like it, like he's gonna be 20 CS down, he's gonna be down in plates, he's whatnot, but look at his bot lane. I mean, he's the sacrifice for the team. I would have preferred like a GP getting sacrificed over a Jace, of course, but like when you pick the Jace in that rotation, that's not like the design that you're doing for the composition. It might have been just because from champion select they had a very different thing. What is this? How is this relaxing? Reading. The reading. Has to be fun. Goodness gracious. Anyway, RNG getting 2 towers bot lane for this top lane play. First turret and creating this huge void in the map. FPX gets 2 heralds out of it, but I mean they only got some plates mid lane, they got top lane. I think on a decent timing for plates. So I mean gold value seems rather equal, but you have to think about where this gold value has been dispersed. Amazing flash coming out here from Cryan. If he does not flash like that, he gets really obliterated here. Really surprised to see Tian holding on to his R here though. Maybe it wasn't up. I can't really tell based on the pixelation of the thing, but if I'm Tian here, I toss that R while the phase rush is procced on Cryan here, right? Cryan intentionally did not proc his phase rush. Wow, these players are so good. The Cryan didn't proc his phase rush because if he got feared by Hecarim, he would have ran in the opposite direction incredibly quickly from where the fear location was. The Cryan saved his phase rush so that his he'd be able to like reposition. It might not save him in a 4vx. I still think that Tian should have ulted, but because you're not getting anything else on the map for another 2 minutes, and your R is going to be up by the next time you're doing something aggressive on the map like that. So I think it's a totally fine 300 goldie chase, as well as denial, the enemy team, from Tian. But he did have a shutdown, so I understand why. That being said, I do think that Jiao is playing out of his mind this game. His weak side play has been extraordinarily potent. Now the issue here is what can he do into a long lane into Irelia here. If Irelia just goes into the long lane and matches as much as you can, then it's a different game. I would consider that to be a subpar ult from Ming, but it's not terrible because it'll be up by this Drake, right? The issue is, now that you don't have that for this timer on the next 40 seconds, FPX should be able to get a lot of priority into the Drake area, and RNG is going to be at a back foot. RNG can like anticipate this, or they could intentionally do that. They can intentionally make a subpar ultimate with Nautilus so as to goad the enemy team into entering a quadrant that they want to protect, and forcing the enemy team to play differently, or just die. They face check into a quadrant. Their timers were a little bit off if that was their idea. I like saying that if that was their idea and things like that, because it makes me think that these players are playing incredibly well, and it makes me like think that my coaching actually, and like my theory for drafting and my theory for games actually has value somewhere on this planet. But because imagine you ult with Nautilus there, and then You know, the enemy team's like, okay, Nautilus has no R, we're gonna go take this Drake quadrant, we're gonna go get aggressive, and instead of doing a reset, instead of doing a shove like that, especially because you saw them use the blue ward, um, ahead of time, you could just let them face check into you with your composition and do incredibly well. So that's something that RNG could have looked for. It was a possibility. It was on the table. But now they have to give Drake. They're gonna go take top turret, and this is good strong side, weak side. You can't take this area, and it's because Ming ulted and you didn't do anything about it. You either didn't get a kill off the original ult, or you didn't like attack them when they came into the quadrants. So FPX gets the quadrants, but RNG agrees to give them the quadrants. They agree to do this sort of play. Jiahao is continuing to have to play this very far back weak side because of how hard FPX is wanting to play the strong side, and currently Jace getting further and further behind, but he's doing an incredible job at staying on. This is a master class at how to play weak side, actually. Coming out for your Jace player here. Very, very interesting and lovely to see. But really great strong side, weak side play. I mean, these are teams that have such a fundamental understanding of the game that they just do this inherently, and I believe that they can work on greater strategies from this point. You know, they knew that they were going to get trade Drake, so they went top lane, they get the turret, they get some farm. Jace has to play back more, so he's not trading, so you're not giving the enemy team a snowball to push down a hill. And that's just basic League of Legends theory. That's basic play to the game. You either match the quadrants, you match the area that the enemy team is going to attack you in, or you go to the opposite side of the map and you take resources elsewhere. And there is an advantage to being the ones that take the quadrants, of course, unless your pacing is perfect, and then you'll maintain equal or possibly get an advantage somewhere else. The game. If you were, what I mean by pacing in the other areas of the game is if they go to Drake, you before 10 seconds before Drake spawns are already topside playing towards your strong side, instead of the weak side on the bot side, matching around the quadrants, walking around, then deciding, oh, we don't really want this fight, let's go top, and then you're delayed, right? If you don't do that delay, it's an incredible time. Right? And it's a really great timing. You get the turret, you get probably another wave out of the exchange, maybe some enemy jungle camps, maybe your own jungle camps get on a better reset timer. So there's a whole lot that you can do with really, really great strong side weak side play, and it's something that, for example, the LCS hasn't had in 10 years. The only time I think the LCS has ever shown good strong side weak side play was 2020 Team Liquid Day 2. I think that's the only time, and TSM in 2020 Summer Finals, I think, were the only times in LCS history that I can think of. Maybe Team Liquid at MSI, but that's where they faltered against G2, was horrible strong side weak side play. This is a really great double TP and can equal so much for the enemy team here. Oh, whoa, okay. Great reactions and processing speed coming out from DoomB mentally here. He E'd back, expecting like damage or just like out of muscle memory, and then realized the TP and was able to get the R flash off like that in order to cancel the teleport from Victor. That's really great play. And that's what makes you a masterclass world champion player right there. And because of the pick, and this is what you can use double teleport for. This is what you can use the summoners for in an aggressive fashion rather than a defensive. Okay, I'm going to go side lane. I'm going to teleport if I need me, right? Way trying to go for the 50-50. Does not get it. Jace gets a really good EQ on LWX there. Spacing coming out from the Galio, but it's just enough, it looks like. Oh, really, really, really good flash there by the Tristana. Going to get a lot of cleanup kills here. Hopefully Jace. I was hoping Jace could turn on the W or something there. They don't get the Hecarim either, so you trade 2 for 1 and you get Nash and your blue buff, which is kind of important actually. At this point in the game, it's significantly less important, but it could retain value. It could come. It's something that you should mention. Overall, definitely favor FPX on the play. Incredibly well done. Ooh, we get to see DoomB's pro view. Very nice. Very beautiful. Oh, this is my stream. Here was really an interesting R, I think, from Galio. I actually think that, first of all, doing B had no mana here. This is them doing this without taking their blue buff, uh, because you're worried about the timers coming out from Victor with teleport, possibly. 2 HP coming out from that Nasher. Small mechanical misplay. If I'm Galio, I actually don't ult TN here. Not until they come a little bit closer. Because then I think LWX could probably kill them all. Depending on his items at the time. Hello, Chance. Thank you for the stream. Host. I don't know if our shared viewer base is going to be able to understand what I'm talking about, but thank you for the host anyway. Really interesting split team fight here, coming out from 2 Chinese Titans. Wow, this is so close. Oh my lord, it's so close. Like why we're gonna things. Oh, I'm doing great. We had a really good 20 viewer stream 2 nights ago. That was really cool to hit that milestone. We're getting close to 100 followers. That's also really cool. The brand is increasing, as it were. I'll have to pay somebody to do some stuff for me. Get my own image, and my own symbols and such. Anyway, this was a really good fight and I want to analyze it. So, it starts out with Tian having to ult away. Ult onto only Ming. This is because Ming does not have flash. And they were trying to get Jace with it as well. Jace does flash and you reposition. Notice how much work doing B is putting in here. I mean, look at how much. First of all, the W just shuts down any further follow-up with Tian. So Tian has to escape. They put a lot of DPS towards that. Tristana tries to go in for the hack room here, and they get the Galio in exchange. I said that was doing B. I was crying. My apologies. Crying did an incredibly good job here in this team fight, creating this fight to be spaced out as long as he did. And then that E, everything there was just flawless. I mean, obviously there was some micro flaws, but that is flawless. When you're worrying about micro flaws in League of Legends, that's the flawless level of capability that you want to look for. Really awesome to see. FPX is turning the tables quite well. I mean, and this is the product of not using Victor in any of these like bot engagements. Like if I'm RNG, I try to I'll gank a mid lane to gank a bot lane. I'll clear a wave with Victor and then move a bot lane and attack the Xayah, attack the Galio when he didn't have flash, right? If that's my strong side, if that's what I'm playing towards, if that's what I have such an advantage in. And this is like, imagine this Victor had, 800 more gold in this team fight. Completely different team fight. And, LWX might not even be alive. But, huge shutdown going over there for LWX. Very close to IE, it appears. 91 games played with 54% win rate doesn't scream overpowered for Riot Games, I assume. I really wish Hecarim had just really put his face into the dirt. That character is way too strong for what it does. And see, again, you can see this repetitive like action, right? A very like the word yin yang or phrase, excuse me, principle, I guess. When one side attacks, the other side reciprocates. Opposite but equal. Very incredible just macro and general play coming out from both teams so far, with a really exceptional micro. Way better than the LPL Finals. And this is why I think it's the best region in the world. Now, whoa, what was that? I have a stroke? Anyway, so RNG comes into this area, takes significant quadrant control, but it's 4 minutes until Drake spawns. What are you doing with this quadrant control is my main question here. Wave states on the side lanes are essentially even, though going into RNG. So FPX is kind of okay with this. FPX doesn't really want to step up to either one of these lanes because they are favored for RNG's push. Notice how one of the people who was going to reset or reposition in this area was Jace, because they need to go attend their side waves because they're burning gold. FPX isn't really burning gold in this position because of the position of the side waves themselves, thus allowing FPX to have a lot of freedom of movement on the map and actually go for an NA ARAM position like that. Whereas RNG, it was an okay timing to go for. You only burned about, I would say, 120 gold between both lanes by the time it took Jace to get down there entirely, and another 20 or so before Victor gets up here. But this is the position where RNG is supposed to be getting aggressive into the enemy jungle. You take that vision, right? You don't reset the Tristana here. You take that vision, you move it down, you move the Jace up forward, and you attack the Aurelia in this long lane. And she goes to do these Krugs, right? You move the Nautilus, you move the Trist, and you move them through that bottom quadrant of the jungle because you put those engagement vision, I guess, the entry quadrant vision, and push it down to the bot lane, get an advantage that way. That's an area of an attack that you can do as RNG in this position. But instead they choose to go for the safer play, which has something to be said for it, of course. And this is why I don't like when there isn't an objective coming up in time for Farsight Alterations cooldown. I really hate it when supports put their wards over walls. Just blindly, because now your resets are worse. You don't have good wardings, whereas you look at like Crisp's warding, they have to use stuff like pinks and such to take away, and if they don't, and if they do step up and they do just try to take it instantaneously, you have a really good punish in that position because your teammates can actually get to them, and you have an Orianna R. That was really good by everyone. My mind can barely keep up. Early, I got way too distanced there. And way too far away from the fight in general. Thank you so much. Oh, they just brought me food. Yummy food. And you can just see how dead even this is, and it's because of this. Both drafts are equal. Both drafts are perfect equals. So these fights are so close. It's so amazingly hard for both teams. Crying is having a huge problem though, and he's taking a lot of the pressure onto Tristana, and doing these just hard carrying. It's sad that I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but at the same time, I'm happy to be wrong in such a position. So, I'm gonna eat real quick. I'll buy it. Fajita. So Jace is getting some steam built here, and he does scale equally with Aurelia, I think. So if you can get that shutdown on Victor or Jace on Orianna, you're in an incredibly good position. Also, this Mountain Drake is really, really good, don't get me wrong, but it's so much less value than an Ocean or a Infernal or even a Cloud for FPX here. Because I really went through the Stridebreaker Sterix. Only resistance that she has is some armor. Whereas, of course, Hecarim is now a super tank, but... Fajita. ASMR eating true. Remember to drink water, kids. Get hydrated. Keeps the depresso away. Orianna is so big. I wish you would sell that corrupting pot for pinks though. I don't know why that's sitting around. Victor teleporting away again. Paul crying, he's sad. I mean, Wei doesn't have a way to enter this fight. The Galio's just providing too much. That's that Oriana damage, oh my goodness. Tristana doesn't have an angle of attack, and Cryan doesn't have enough damage. Man, this well though. But it didn't matter. Yeah, FPX is gonna yoink this one away, it looks like. Very cool. Hope that isn't too gross to listen to. If it is coming through. Really, really incredibly good game coming out here from FPX. Forcing RNG over and over and over again to look elsewhere for their strong side and not be able to match them through RNG's misplays. And the stability of their composition. Dewey looks like he's upset about something. He's okay. Well, I will gladly change my prediction on that one. Alright, let's go to the next game. Okay. So we're gonna have band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4. 5 band. Whew, space. Okay, so band 1, Tumkench blue side, interesting choice. I think it's fine. I'm gonna go for 3 out of 4. Could be better, I think. And then of course, pick. The old 5 out of 5. Hecarim is a good champion. 3 out of 4. Twisted Fate, I think, is totally fine into the way FPX likes to play. 4 out of 4, and then a 4 out of 4. Of course. Not wanting to first pick it. Even with Thresh off the table, I think is interesting. I would consider Thresh a 4 out of 4 ban. I would consider this a 0 out of 4. Please stop banning Alistar. And I would do a 3 out of 4 on this. As for the picks here on FPX, Kai'Sa Udyr. I don't really like picking Udyr here. For compositional needs, it's fine, but you could have picked something better, like a better support. You could have picked like Rakan in this position. I think there was a lot of things you could have done here. Irelia coming back out though, as a counter to the Jace, it looks like. RNG really liking this Jace. I don't think it did too much last game because he made it go weak side. I would like to see a better weak side pick coming out, like a GP here. With that knowledge, I'm actually going to give this a, especially because they believe it can get countered, I'm actually going to give this a 3 out of 5 just because of the way we saw this game play last game. And I'll give this a 5 out of 5 because I still think Xayah is an incredible AD carry this patch. Tristana was up, notably, and neither team wanted it, which I think is very strange. As for FPX's serious picks, I think Gragas is a fantastic ban here. Gragas support does really, really well into all 3 of these champions. And is a really good play into Irelia. So, anyway, I do think Kai'Sa, in the hands of a very great AD carry, is a 5 out of 5 early rotation pick. Udyr, I'll keep giving credit, is a 5 out of 5, although I don't like it because I don't like Udyr on this patch at the moment. But this is 11.6, so it is a slightly better patch. And Irelia, I think, was great. It worked last game quite well. And forced them into specific positions that they did not want to be in, so. Where we are. Leona is a fine pick here. Even if she does get eaten by Zai, she shouldn't die. And you take it away from RNG, which is the more notable thing here. But you also give them Nautilus, you also give them, you know, some other more aggressive supports that they could go with. So I have mixed feelings about it. I'm going to wait and see the rest of the draft before I make my points. This is an interesting comp. Ryan can do a lot more on Rise than I think he can do on Victor with the resources he had. Because Ryzen basically gets those resources sort of guaranteed. Oh, and Rakan was the other ban, which is a great ban here. And then Orianna Silas. I think this is fine. I think the Silas is a little bit lackluster in my honest opinion. Especially because you weren't looking to pick something like a Malphite. And then they go into the Victor, into the Rise. On Doing Bees Rise. Or Doing Bees Victor here. I would say this becomes this is a 5 out of 5 because of the comp. And the Victor, I think, could have done better last game and doesn't do fantastic into RNG. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It's still a great pick, but RNG's comp doesn't really care about Victor. I mean, obviously it cares, but they have really good spacing into Victor, which is something Victor does not like. Like, they can just Nautilus R and then just range him. And at range, Victor gets quite sad. I did think that the Rise and the Nautilus were two pretty exceptionally decent picks. I'm trying to think if there were just generally better picks in the draft that were capable for that could have been selected. Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument for a few different picks, but I think for where they are, they're prime picks. I would give them 5 out of 5s as well. They enable the composition to play evenly with the enemy team, both through scaling and through early aggression, which is what makes a pick incredibly good. So let's add up the comps. This is a 24 out of 25. And this is a 23 out of 25. Thank you, Chinese players, for making, and coaches for making this easy on me. And then the general draft was a 5, 9, 13, 17, so a 40, 45, and a 4, 8, 11, 15, and a 39 out of 5. So two incredibly close compositions. It's really hard to determine who I think wins this game in this position. It could go both ways very, very, very easily. I'm gonna give this to RNG because I don't love the Victor. And because I love the Rise into the comp that FPX has. But I really don't like this again. I don't like Drace. I wish this was a Gangplank. If this was a Gangplank, it's easy RNG favored, but I don't know what to do, but I will select RNG again. Could be a clown for that, but let me be a clown. I don't know, like, FPX is just the better team. Should I just vote for FPX because they're the better team, or what? Yeah, I should have voted for FPX. Fucking, I'm voting for FPX. I knew it. I trust my gut. My gut says FPX. I'm voting FPX. Aurelia already has a kill on the Jace. Which I did not see. Where is he? Oh my goodness. Did he get out? Wow, she almost called away too. That's so insane. Chucky was just trying to smile through the pain. Absolutely crazy play from okay, well, you tank 3 turrets. You kind of lose some points, but I think this is FPX game to lose. So we are choosing FPX. FPX has been chosen. I'll underline it so people know which one I voted for. Look at that auto. Auto rally is just Q, and then weave those autos in. Remember that time I said it was FPX's game to lose, and then doing beat didn't flash? Having a good time? I remember. It's this auto right here. Boom. Auto. E. Q. Auto. 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 Charge W. Auto. Auto Q. But it was that auto right before that E. Auto early players don't look for. And this flash is, this is why I like the Rise. Is because Rise can do this. And just sort of point and click. And set a place for a hack room. Which is why I was kind of thinking about RNG and why I didn't like the Victor. I think people would just pick Victor because it's a mid laner that consistently will do an amount of damage to the enemy team. I don't think they're picking Victor because it's best for the composition. Like, you pick Victor because the W shuts it down, and in game 1, it was pretty good. Alright. You've got some decisions to make here, Irelia. Oh my goodness. He did it! He's so good! Oh my lord, why did you trade him away, damn one? He's so good in League of Legends. That was so incredible. To walk away from that with a kill. Whew. I really don't like the Jace at all, actually. After game 1, after you saw that they had the technology to defeat it, pick Gangplank. Like, if you're going to be playing this weak side top into Irelia, or just wait for your top lane pick, your red side, you can counter it, right? And so they last pick a Victor. I don't like last picking Victor. Like, Victor is a good blind mid laner. He's not a really good counter pick. He doesn't demolish a lane. He doesn't take over a game because he got a counter pick, right? Like, Aurelia does. Ugh. See, here I go for Cryan, right? Like, if I'm playing Aurelia in this position, what my brain tells me to do is I get this E on both of them, and then I space it out, and then I Q to Cryan. I guess that's what he was trying to do, and then he improvised downward for the Jace. It's insane. Because he got Heck Remy, so I guess he was having the same thought. The thought is you go for Cryan there, because he doesn't have Flash. He's as squishy as anyone else on your team. This is just sad. Leave Jace alone, man. Ooh, misses the stun. That's pretty huge. Jace is being able to stagger this out. He's making time. Getting his plate before he leaves. What a greedy boy. Wow. That's just the most optimal things he could be doing right there. Those autos for the plate. The way he's been playing the lane. This is really good stuff. Just let your Leona die, guys. Come on. Please don't give that money to Rise. Alright. Hackram got it at least, but wait, was there a shot down there? Man, trust your gut, kids. Victor bad. Man, crap. Should have stayed on the RNG train for this game. So sad. Man, having some whole grain tortillas. Like 3 net carbs a tortilla. Whew. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to get that down. Boy, do I love the taste of flaxseed in my fajita. How come you're reviewing this game? Because this is the LPL Finals. And I review them for 1, intellectual development for League of Legends, and for 2, content. I coach. And if you don't know, I'm coaching full-time for Fuego now. And I have like an extended contract with him. So, this is my career now. So subsequently, I gotta work on my game. Sharpen my skills and point and laugh at whenever a team picks Victor as a counter pick. That's what I do. Although, this season we're budget's pretty tight, so maybe not that up in the world, but it's an investment. Get this out of my chat. Disgusting. Man. I didn't cover it in time. I knew it was coming. This is supposed to be a professional environment. Benny. I don't think I can untime him out. But I just wanted all of those messages gone. I can? Do I want to? That's the question. I mean, maybe if I go to users in chat. Well, he's not even here, so. He's on his other account. I see. Thanks for following her 123. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Oh my god, RNG. Oh no, FBX. Oh my lord, dude. Alright, everything in this position forward is completely dependent on what Irelia can do. Irelia can die. That's what Irelia can do. Irelia can get stopwatched on and just get brained on. Oh my gosh, he still almost got Rise. That's so insane. Get him out here. Smite him. Ooh, Victor did something. Woo! Victor moved on the map. Oh my lord. This is Michael POV. Okay, so it was like this and like this. I don't know why I just shove it over there, but I could actually space this to like here. Hate my chat. Anyway, back to informative League of Legends. So from this position, FPX has a few options they can possibly do. Most notably is just continuing the perpetuation of Victor, because I don't believe Irelia is a safe win condition, whereas Victor is a safe win condition. At least safer. He has such good spacing in these positions. Like, so many Irelia players that I know would have just went in and died. I really don't want to know about how you hired an e-girl for $3 and fell in love with her. God forbid I actually post any videos of my own on YouTube. I couldn't post the last one because people were being obnoxious in chat. Whatever. I don't care anymore. I can't control chat. It's out of my arm, out of my hands. Heck. Anyway, so from this position in the game, FPX should get incredibly aggressive in a position on the map that they just want to have a foothold in for the rest of the game. And just agree that the other side of the map, like actually split the map at 15 minutes. So you can deny any more snowball coming out from Rise and just let Rise farm. Just for a bit. But to see this position, like, what is Tian doing? He's died 4 times, man. You could be a mod? Oh, that's crazy. What if you, weren't? Game actually feels like a solo queue game? Yeah, a little bit. If everyone in your solo queue game was rotating perfectly and making great CS per minute and had A tier compositions, A tier, A plus tier, almost S tier compositions like they had last game, then yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, and I'm dizzy. This is like turned a bit. A bit better. No, but like 20 deaths, unnecessary deaths. I mean, the only unnecessary deaths that I've seen that are like truly unnecessary, like not a byproduct of just the way the strategies played into each other, are like 3 of Tien's deaths. It's not for no reason, right? So denying gold and getting gold is an objective in League of Legends. And when you can do it with little to no risk to yourself, you should. It's just the calculation and prediction and assertion of whether or not it is at risk to yourself. Like if you look back in game 1, where RNG blew Ming's ult 2 minutes before Nash or before a dragon came up, they lost the dragon because of that. Because Ming's ult wasn't up in time for them to actually properly challenge the quadrant that Drake was at. And so they lost Drake, and that gave FPX a snowballing angle and stopped the win condition for RNG because they did that ultimate earlier. And they didn't. And I talk about this in this position is they could have understood that FPX was going to come into that quadrant and take it because Nautilus didn't have R and set up a positional play in that situation. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Tell a man, hey, you know, I'm doing these professional environment things where I'm trying to have a sense of, I don't know, modesty and dignity, and then spit in Giannia's mouth follows. So disgusting. Anyway, so what FPX should do from this position is continue to perpetuate the Victor in a aggressive manner. So you take a quadrant, you move Victor around in this quadrant and look for picks, and then at any opportunity to get the Victor gold, you give. You can do the same with Kaisa, but Victor, I believe, is safer in this position because Kaisa will just die to Ryze and Jace, and more likely Hecarim, but oof, a little ill. Ugh. I've been taking these allergy medications, and it makes my taste buds different. I don't like it. RNG has to just pick a quadrant that is the most important quadrant on the map for the enemy team and choke them out of it. Do not allow them to come into this position and to perpetuate resources this way and to develop a late scaling sort of composition here from RNG. Because when these fights come across and if Ryze dies, it's super rough for RNG in that position. Zayat isn't at 2 items. Kaisa is. Due to the CS differential. This should be FPX strike. FPX should be able to push them out of this area and not die holding the area. And Irelia should be able to just kill everybody. I don't know why he's going Shredbreaker again. I think it's fine in Arise, but he has Phase Rush, which makes Shredbreaker worse. I would prefer, in this position, like, honestly, Eclipse. I think Eclipse or Prowler's Claw on Irelia here would be nuts. I like Prowler's Claw because you can Prowler's Claw the Zayat. Alright, sure, FPX just runs into a bush where all 5 members of RNG are chilling and just dies. That's fine. That's okay. That's alright. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna skip forward a bit because I'm getting a bit dizzy. Oh my god, RNG obliterates them this game. What the hell? Yeah, don't vote on Victor, guys. Don't do it. Vote on Rises when you see Rises. Ryze is a better champion than Victor in every way. So they just killed him here and just run it down. Yeah, not much to talk about from this position. FPX didn't do what they were supposed to do. RNG did what they were supposed to do, and I already talked about what those two things were. Teamfight's just perfect for RNG. And Kai'Sa's just such a lame pick here in terms of how the comps were played. This is, I think, FPX not playing either to a strong side or a weak side this game. It looked like they tried a few things and tried to play off Irelia, and it just didn't work. So let's see how they change. Let's see how they pivot. I still don't like the Jace, by the way. Jace went 4-4 and 13. He should have, like, if this is a GP, this is way better. I would have much preferred a Gangplank here coming out of RNG, but they come out with a win. Is this a best of 5 or a best of 3? Gotta be a best of 5, right? Ah, my stream is down. Is it? Yep. Why this happens, I don't know, but at least it's still recording. And isn't the stream back up? We're back. We're not back. Why? I literally didn't do anything. Cool. Now we're back. Great. I have no idea why my stream's been doing this lately, but it's very, very, very infuriating. I'm sure it's really annoying for everyone in Desired Result to see my stream be like, hey, Aislink's streaming. Hey, Aislink's streaming. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, so let's see this pick ban. Notably, Seraphine has gone through picks and bans, and no one cares. No one's picking the champion, which I think is really weird. But, anyway, so we'll do ban 1, ban 2, ban 3, ban 4, ban 5. Ban 1, ban 2, ban 3, ban 4, ban 5. Those are too tiny for those. Ban 1, ban 2, ban 3, ban 4, ban 5. Pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5, pick 1. Okay. So bans, 4 out of 4. I don't have to do the out of anymore. I can just rate it and we know. So this is a 4. This is a 4. This is a 4. I like all of these because I think Christmas Thumb Country is best in the world. And then this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 0. Please stop banning Alistar. This is a 3. Okay. This is a 4 because Hecarim's gone. And then they first pick Jace into RNG. Interesting. Inviting them to counter with the Irelia. I did counter them again. Interesting options. Olaf, I think, is a great pick into Jace. Jace can't do a really good job into it. Kaisa, on the other hand, Kaisa, I'm not sure how I like Kaisa here. Tristana was open. Rel was open. Rissy here. And then Seraphine's still open. I would love to see the Seraphine pair with the Olaf here. That'd be really good. Gragas is also really good into Jace, so I think that's fine. So, I'm gonna give this a 4. I'm gonna give this a 5. I'm gonna give this a 5. I'm gonna give this a 3. I'm gonna give this a 5, and we'll see what happens here. 5. Do you hear anything in the background that's vacuuming? Sorry. Can't control that. Lilia? Great ban, I think, here. Ready to see how fast LWX wants to get off that stage. Interesting. In terms of a running it down method, or in terms of a I'm so good at this game, get out of my lobby? Is this a best of 3 finals? Not a best of 5? Gotta be a best of 5, right? Yeah, it's best of 5. Just a Fate. Good ban again. Nautilus. I think it's fine. There are better bans though. And this is something, and this is what I don't give China credit for. China does not like to counter with things that are correct to counter with. They just pick for a composition and run the composition at you. They don't really consider counter picks. They don't really consider like anything like that. Like, you banned a Nautilus when you had Rel picked. That's fine. Nautilus is okay in Rel, but you can break Nautilus W with Rel Q instantaneously. And like Morgana, Janna, Galio, Rush is banned, but Tom Kench is banned, but like Janna and Morgana, Karma even, are all really good picks in Rel. I don't know. Orianna, I think, is a great pick here because it establishes more protection for the Olaf. I'm also going to change this to a 4, actually. I think this is better. Dragon Cinderella also not bad. Yeah, also not bad. You stop! Sorry. It's getting closer with a vacuum cleaner. Volibear, I think on 11.6, this is not the Volibear buff patch, right? That was a 11.7? Might have been 11.6 actually. I'm gonna assume it was 11.6, so I will give this a 5. Then a Kali here. Actually, I don't like Volibear into Olaf that much. I'm gonna give this a 3. Get any jungler in the game at this position except for Lilia, Udyr, and Hecarim, and you went Volibear and Olaf. And then the Akali is pretty bad, like a 2. That Akali does not do anything in this game. In that enemy composition, I'm trying to see why you would pick it. Other than it just being a powerful pick according to its own stats, I don't see the viability in this Akali pick. And I think Leona is/was great, so it works well with Kai'Sa. It's interesting that you just go onto the Tristana when the Leona, like when the Rel goes in, so I'll give it a 4. All right, let's do our numbers here. Oh, I missed the thing. Oh, okay. Nautilus. Nautilus is a 4. No, it's not. I talked about why it's not. I'm an idiot. It's 2. I like how we went from perfect drafts to like this thing instantly. Okay. So we've got a 15, 19, a 23, a 25 comp with a 8, 12, 20. 43 out of 45 overall drafting, and a 9, 13, 16, 18 out of 25 comp with a 7, 25, 29, 31 out of 45. Ooh. Yikes. That's not good. Those are bad numbers. I am absolutely going to pick RNG in favor here. I think, yeah, I just think the FPX's draft is horrible. Like in terms of Korean or Chinese drafts and whatnot. What was the prediction? Who's going to win the series? Well, I usually predict by game, but I would have picked RNG going into this for sure. In this game, I pick RNG. Like the LPL at all, I would have picked RNG. For the finals, at the beginning of the season, I probably would have picked the FPX. But as the season progressed, I probably would have picked RNG. I really hate this Akali pick. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it's gonna do much. Where's Uzi? Keck W? Don't do that to him, man. Dad. And I am very dizzy right now. Oh, okay. Anyway, I don't like FX's comp at all until what RNG picked. I think this is going to be a 20-minute stomp. That makes sense to me. It's probably better. I don't think he's better. RNG? I don't think Cran's better. I think Doing B is much better. Doing B has totally gapped mid in both of these games. What is this, Gianni on Monreal? Where's Crisp? Why is he not pressing W on Leona here? W to Leona. Just W to Leona. Trade back. Like you're not. gonna lose level 2 to the point where like you're just gonna get chunked out and die because they have level 2. You don't have level 2 until you're in safety. Press W. Use your abilities. Hello? Nug. Free. Really just picked Jace and said, whoa. Really just picked Jace and said, alright, I'm gonna show you how to play Jace, idiot. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, yes, for my prediction, but Sag for the enemy team. That was so sad. Did he cancel an auto or something? Or was it just health pot biscuit healing? That's with W. Oh, he canceled an auto. Oh, I didn't see this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Auto. Missed it. Oh no, he canceled an auto. And then crisp W too far forward. Oh, he canceled an auto. Oh, it's so sad. Looks like my prediction was correct. I'm a genius. So for all the finals, I'm going to be going 15-2 in all of the games, and I got all of the champions correct. Feels good, man. Assuming RNG wins this game, and thus based on the time constraints of there only being one time for one more game, RNG wins the game thereafter. But look at this Akali. What is it supposed to do? You should be getting double scuttled, right? Actually, no. Jace has miles of priority. Never mind. But like, not much gonna happen here. All right, let's watch this auto cancel again. Oh, he lost vision. Oh no, the ward. Whose ward is this? I don't know. Probably Crisps. Actually, no. Probably LWX's. Oh. I am very nauseous suddenly. Okay, I'm gonna have to like let loose a huge burp or puke, and I don't know which one's gonna be, but it's gonna happen soon. Whew. It's because I'm so dizzy. Ooh. Monk ass. Yeah. I do not feel well, but I will watch this all the way through. And by watch this, I mean I'm gonna skip around because I'm gonna watch the mid deficit just continue to grow. And nothing happened on any of the strong sides of FPX ever. Oh, Jihao showing the world that he's the best weak side player on the planet by going 1-for-1. Beautiful. If you want to know how to play a masterclass of a weak side and just watch as your team loses the game anyway, watch the first game of this series and imagine you're Jihao. Like an absolute masterclass. Me Kaisa, me bias rated Dirk. Oh. It was a burp. Nice. Not a puke. Feels good. Just kidding. Oh. Whew. I do like that RNG is getting really aggressive here. Love it a lot, actually. And this is why. You have an Olaf who has the Archie. And you have an Orianna. You cannot step onto that ball. You will die. Alright, never mind. Really good flash by Wei. Wei also took flash. Interesting. Look at that comp. Guess he wants to flash on top of Jace? Ghost still seems better. Maybe I don't know something. I'm trying to think about that. So what does Flash give you in this game that Ghost doesn't? Ghost lets you catch up to Akali. Flash lets you go on top of Akali quicker. It also lets you reposition around the CC that exists, like volley E if you don't want to R. It lets you stay on top of Jace easier, technically, because it's phase rush. Whereas Ghost allows you to maintain onto Rel and Tristana quite well, as well as Volibear. Just Akali volley jumps over walls. That's a good point. More specifically for the Tristana, less than the Akali and the Volibear, but yeah. Well, Rel jumps over walls, but if she's using her W to jump over a wall, you won the fight. Good job. I don't know. I mean, it seems interesting. It makes sense for Tristana, more so. I don't know, maybe we'll get to see it in action. Bro, I love playing Gragas top. It's so easy. Just chill. Just hang out. Just game. We're gamers. No one can kill you. You can just phase rush away with an E. Trade onto them really well. Like, you're always at least trading evenly with Gragas. That's what I love about that champion for top lane. Like, yeah, sure, you're down CS, even though this was your counter pick. But, I mean... Here's Jihao. Jihu? Yahoo? You are the weak side player of China, so you are the Guachi of China. That's fair enough. What is that? R. You don't really need to throw that R. He's gonna R over the wall anyway. Ming? I have a lot of questions there. Anyway, let's skip around a bit more. I'm quite bored. Alright, we get 300 gold on Herald. Yay. Jiho's still playing weak side relatively well. Wait, it's top side. I don't believe it. Is there a lane swap coming? No, Wade just said hello and then left. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. He could have played better. So, what you do in this position is you just keep running instead of going back in for the wave, but he had no knowledge of being able to know he was here. And then Eing in is the mistake here. If you just continue to walk to the left and then E flash, either both of them or something else, there's a lot better like movements you could do there than what Jihao did. I think I first trip bot on Kaisa, so Kaisa's just this unkillable demon god. That's nice. Farming. What is this, the LEC? Oh, here we go. Wait, did Rel just get blast coded in the enemy team? Oh no, he just decided to walk up. And LWX had to use all of his summoners and just die. Nice. Nice play. Really good. Really good stopwatch by Bing there. It lets him continue the fight. If he gets EQ'd there, he can't do anything else. Yao throwing his art to Africa. This is such a good team fight by RNG. And, like, this is Akali. Like, look at her go. She killed the support. Good job. It's such a bad pick here. Such a bad pick here. Actually. This is why when Wally and Ravi asked me when are we playing the Akali, when are we playing Zed? Like into a decent team, into a team that has any understanding on how to play the game, it's such a bad pick. because they just play like a team fight like the one you just saw, and so you get educated. Let's just watch the team fight. So you take the engagement when Akali doesn't have a good space to go in. You zone her out with something that's very strong, and you group on top of the people she E's. Then you continue to segment the fight in parts forward, right? And then you can just continue to group and maintain like where the carry is, right? Both carries were centered, and then one person was on the left and one person was on the right. It's just that easy. I mean, I think I remember talking about this months and months ago, but it's basic team fight positioning. So I don't even actually have to draw the diagram. I can just outline the diagram that you see here. Okay. So you always put utility towards the front center. You put tanks towards the absolute front. You put utility, like secondary utility or / secondary tank on the side, and you put main carry in the back. Watch. You can literally draw it. Main carry, utility, tank, utility, like pure utility / carry. Every single time you do this, you need to make like a rhombus, basically. And if Gragas was here, this can be floating back and forth like this. This can float like this. And then these can attack this way, this way, this way. These can attack this way, this way, this way. Right? And then if you had a Gragas part of this position as well, the Gragas would be like here. And the Gragas could go to here, here. And be able to get things to come into this way and come into this way with his R and his utility. And then you have Leona to follow up, you have Olaf to follow up, right? And this is just standard team comp. This is just how team comps like operate and should work, right? If you want to color code it, right? Tanks being, I don't know, orange. So here's your tank. Here's your tank utility. Here's your tank utility. This is classic 3-2 space composition design. We'll do blue. And then this is carry, and then this is carry. Right, so carries have, like, if you want to give them like a perfect zone of operation, it's like this. So a carry can do this, right? And then the other carry gets to do this. And they kind of overlap zones like this. So this is overlapped together. And then this is overlapped together. And then that's just how you do a fight. That is entry level League of Legends, like team fighting, like shape, basically. Like if you can look for that while you're going into an area, while you're going into a quadrant, this is the shape of a team fight you're supposed to look for, right? Tank goes here. Tank's like zone of control are like here, and then they join this. Right. So you have this giant tank zone of control that overlaps with the things that the control utility can do, and then you have backline carry being able to move to whichever side they need to. I know it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's going on in this crazy shape, but if you follow me through the steps, you'd be able to figure it out. Oh, don't want to forget my record, 13-2. Anyway, this is soon to be 14-2. I mean, I can just skip around. RNG is just a better comp. Akali does literally nothing. Look at her, 3-2-2. She's carrying, guys. And again, I just don't like this Jace. Like, first picking Jace does not make any sense. Jace has lost every single game he's been picked. Stop first picking Jace. Let's see if they make a change here. So, RNG1, go figure. We're not going to watch that game. We know how they win. It's such a huge draft comp. If who cares? And then we're gonna go pick 1, pick 2, 2, 3, pick 5, ban. 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5. 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, 5. And 1, and 2, and 3, and... Okay, so this is a 3. This is a 0. For the love of God, stop doing this. Stop banning Alistar. I beg you. And then we'll give this a 3. There are better bans. Again, Seraphine completely gone through all of these drafts. And I find that incredibly interesting that no team wants to pick Seraphine. I would have loved to see how these games would have played without the Seraphine. And then being red side, you left Hecarim open in favor of removing Rel from the equation. I don't really like that much. Like, you're just gonna pick Udyr, I'm assuming. That's like the idea. But it's okay, I guess. It's nothing spectacular though. So Rel's gonna go. I'm gonna say Rel's a 3, and these are worse. And then first pick, obviously 5 to 5, 5 to 5. Watching. This is like Tristana, Udyr. Yep, here we go. I'm a prophet. And Zaya, Rakan. Lock the Rakan. Please lock the Rakan, FPX. I know you lose this game, so it doesn't matter. But if they lock the Rakan here, it's so much better. It's just going to get banned away here or here. Like it has been 2 games previously, and you're going to lose so much priority. And you're like, don't pick Jace. It's lost every game. It's not that good. Oh, my lord. All right, so the Zaya, again, a 5. Tremendous pick. 2. Maybe even a 1. I mean, they counter it with something that makes it neutral. So I'm going to give it a 2 because it's neutral and not behind. But, like, stop picking Jace this early, man. If you're going to pick Jace, use it as a counter. Or actually use it as a flex pick and give it to Doing B or something. Makes no sense to me. Gragas is a 5. Great job, RNG. Good draft. Oh, look. Rakan got banned. And TF got banned. You could have picked both right here, but you decided not to. Why? I actually don't know. And then you ban this. This is fine. Sure, it's an optimal ban, I guess. You can say that's an optimal ban. Nautilus is a... fine. I'm going to give it a 3. Orianna makes a lot of sense here. We'll force cooldowns with her ultimate. Can reposition in fights, and it's good blind pickable. Ryze is a great pick here for FPX. Sure. I think Ryze is fantastic. I think Galio is abhorrent. This is really bad. RNG can do anything they want here, like set, and just win the game because you blinded a Galio support like a dum-dum. I have learned my lesson of flexing Galio into support. It does not win games, unfortunately. Yeah, 5. Boom. Huge. Okay, so perfect draft. 25 of 25. Bans are almost perfect. We have a 44 out of 45 for RNG. I'm just going to go ahead and update this now. That's a 15 out to 100% win rate. This comp is terrible. 10, 15, 17 out of 25. This is an NA level composition. I expected more from FPX. I expected a lot more from FPX. And their bans are all really not great. 6, 10, 13. So they're at a 30 out of 45. The 14 points down or 8 points down, respectfully. That's so massive. It's just disgusting to see, but I mean, we'll give it some time here. But like these picks are just so terrible coming out from FPX. I don't understand why they're doing it. I can't understand why you would intentionally handicap yourself this poorly. And it's 3 minutes goes by, nothing amazing happens. Gragas is getting ganked. And they're doing a top side. Okay, so this is good. This is good. The coaches got to them and said, "Hey, dive the Gragas." So here we are diving Gragas. Dion intentionally losing all of his HP. Plays up here to eat you. You're not gonna get away from the movement speed of that. Yeah, this is so bad. I mean, I like that you went for it, but after the flash, you just gotta peace out, dude. You aren't getting that kill. That's so bad by them. You get the flash, revisit in a minute. But, like, you got the flash, leave. And really good counter gank by way there. Excellent counter gank, I would say, actually. So, quite cool. Yep, replays. Okay, we have a flashless Gragas. What are we going to do about that? None. We're going to give Drake. Take a Scuttle Crab. Oh, here we go. Like, 2 minutes of him not having flash, but whatever. Way's here for the counter. Like, he got to do a strong side play bot lane, and then he's here for the counter gank. And now doing these out of position. Way's here. And Tien can't do anything here. The Doombi just walked up, missed some parts of his wave for literally nothing. Way's here to lay down the law. Okay, Doombi comes back up, loses the entire wave. Let's see what happens from that. He does not have flash, and he does not have R, so Jiao kind of went to an overextension here. Way looking like he's gonna int as well for this. Pretty terrible play, in general, when you want to do like the math of it. Giving kills to a Rise is never good. And looking that forward for a play onto Rise onto their strong side does not make any sense to me. But you have 3 kills on Udyr, so, you know, whatever. It might work out for you in the end. Nope, just kidding. Way has a way of making games that should end in 20 minutes into 40 minutes. Oh, just kidding. Crying decided to also send his R into the Phantom Zone. Cool. But we kill Hecarim anyway because we had the resistances on Way to do something with it. I love the way he R's him here, though. He did this on the last time he played Tristana into Xayah, and now Xayah can't approach this wave without dying. It's so good. Like, you're taking the Xayah R out of, like, context. Like, it can't come up. I mean, it's just like, whatever, I'm just taking this kill. Sorry, Jiao. Jiao? Jiao? Jahu? Jahi? I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm just going to keep making weird accents. Alright, sure, whatever. Nothing happens, bot. RNG's just chilling. Canopic's working. Someone go talk to Crying. He's crying. Okay, I missed something pretty huge. We do a Drake fight. Looks like FPX started this without actually getting true quadrant control, which invites this to happen and set support to be able to play how set support plays, which is total man mode. Really good flash by Tristana there. Really good ult by Tristana there. Excellent play all around by RNG here. That's just how you do a team fight. When you okay, so okay, cool. Show me this. So when you do have somewhat of a quadrant control like they had here, and you know they're preoccupied with the objective, you just engage and burn your full engagement utility, and then slowly eke out your spell rotations. And this thing, because it's China and because we're just doing it, we're just going in, you're not going to be able to slowly eke out your spell rotations and keep them in the objective area, but that's something you can look to do when you're not China. If you are China, just blow all your cooldowns and kill the enemy, because that's the best play in this situation. Jace is sad. 1 in 6, baby. Stop picking Jace. Please. I beg of you. It's not worth it. Like, I really don't have to watch this anymore, right? Like, this is just bad. This is just bad. Yeah, dies, but like... Nuguri is speed running his way out of China. And this is just them trying to play enforcing a strong side because you pick Jace. And you're like, well, we picked Jace, so we gotta force the strong side. We gotta force the issue here. We gotta dive even though we burned flash. We gotta give him money in exchange for time. For execution sunk. It just doesn't make any sense to me why you're picking Jace here on such an early rotation. Like on a first pick, like pick Seraphine, scale. That seems so much better into RNG than what you're doing here. Pick Seraphine and just flex it around and just scale. I don't know why you're not picking Seraphine as FPX here. I don't know why RNG isn't picking Seraphine up here, but I mean I kinda understand why. Like the set is tremendous. What a great pick. But yeah, I don't know. There's just like so much that RNG's done right from a drafting position, like 25 of the 25, even without Seraphine being banned or picked, because this region just doesn't want Seraphine. Fair enough, I guess. I don't know. It seems like it'd be phenomenal in FPX's composition here. Like if I'm imagining they picked a Seraphine instead of a Galio there with Nautilus and Khan off of the table. Seems fine to me. And maybe not go for the Xayah. If you are going for the Xayah, then pick the Rakan up third instead of picking up Jace like you do every single time. And FPX's composition actually does something here because you imagine you have a Rakan right now and not a Galio just walking away from the fight slowly. So he can get into a better position to ult because he was positioning forward because they were trying to get into the Drake. Oh, look at his 5-man taunt. Oh my god. Smash your taunt. Doesn't matter. That was a Rakan, and you got a charm into a W, into Eing back into safety at the beginning of that fight, instead of walking away from the fight. Watch. Watch. Alright, so they take this. Alright, imagine in this position, okay? Set R's in. You have a Rakan onto this backline right here. Right on to Cryon. Right, he R's, he goes forward. He W's to Cryon, knocks Cryon up, and then goes into Trist Gragas. Gragas probably eases him. Still gets charm, and then you E back to your backline, and they focus on Ming. And then they burn through this, right? Instead of, you know, somewhat of a magic shield and this nice knock-up and this nice AoE taunt. Sure, great. You should have done that 5 seconds ago, but you couldn't because they could have interrupted your ultimate and gotten into a better position. And while I think Xayah is a 5 out of 5 AD carry to pick, I don't think it was the correct pick if you're not going to pair it with something like the Rakan, like the Leono, and if you can't get your hands on Thresh or things of such nature. Then you can't pick the Jinx, you can't pick the Aphelios. So subsequently, if you are going to pick the Xayah, you should pick the Rakan, you should pick the Leona, you should pick the Nautilus, you should pick, you know, something that can go aggressive, something that can make space, something that can do a lot more for the composition than what this Galio is providing. I mean, this Galio has provided literally nothing. I mean, it's not as bad as the Jace. This Jace just, ugh, I hate the Jace pick. Jace lost every single game he was picked. 4 out of 4, he lost all of them. Is it 5 out of 5? 4 out of 4. We're on our 4th game. I'm an idiot. We haven't gotten to a best of 5. Good job, Jace. You're nuts. I mean, I want to stick it out to the end of the game, but, like, soon. Action is coming. All I have to do now is just choke them out at Nashor, and they're just chilling. This is them trying to walk forward, get quadra control. They step too far forward, so RNG's punishing. Udyr's making so much space for Tristana. Gragas is making extra space for Tristana and Orianna to do whatever they want. And Gragas has AP ratios, so he's able to, while he's making space, still do good damage. I mean, and this is just funny. This is just funny to watch. I mean, this isn't World Final. Like, the first game was a really close game and a really great game. I don't know why it had to go so downhill so quickly. 44% win rate. 12% ban range. Yeah, 21-minute game in your finals. I mean, that's just mental edge, I guess. Insane. Oh. that was the stream for today. I will be posting this on YouTube later tomorrow or tonight, so you can see that there. Thanks for everyone who came out to the stream and supported me and said hello. Even you, Spenny. Even you. That's going to be it for me today. I will be doing a stream either tomorrow or the next day where I am actually playing League of Legends instead of reviewing other regions and coaching it, and yelling at myself instead of other people. So you can come enjoy that if you would like. That'll be a few hours of me just playing League. I might just play Hearthstone instead, depending on how like my mood is that day, but we'll see. Thanks for coming out.